With talks of conference realignment intensifying as we enter the summer months, Colorado and other members of the Pac-12 have a massive decision on their hands. The media rights to the Pac-12 still haven't been finalized, and we're fast approaching crunch time for many of these schools. Do they trust the Pac-12's leadership to get a deal done with potential media partners that exceed or simply match expectations? Will the Pac-12 be forced to settle for less revenue than the Big 12 can offer? What will the actual media distribution look like? Are we watching a majority of Pac-12 games from a linear network or from a streaming service such as Apple Plus this year? Will other programs in the Pac-12 leave before Colorado does? And if they do, will that prevent them making their own move should the Pac-12 fall apart? With bombshell news coming from the ACC spring meetings of a Magnificent Seven, does the timeline speed up for Colorado to make a move? We're going to talk about this in a two-part series. First, the pros of Colorado staying in the Pac-12 today. And in our next video, we'll explore the pros of them making a move to the Big 12. Now, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our next video. The Pac-12 is the Conference of Champions, and its history and impact on college athletics are undeniable. While USC and UCLA, two iconic institutions within the Pac-12, are making their ways to greener pastures and joining the Big Ten, the Pac-12 still has iconic brands that continue to shape college athletics. When you think about the largest brands in college football, Oregon and Washington should both come to mind. Stanford captured the Directors' Cup for the 25th consecutive season in 2019. That's awarded to the most successful overall intercollegiate athletic department in the nation across each of the NCAA's three divisions. Arizona and Oregon are both considered to have elite basketball programs and are always in the conversation for the March Madness bids that are given out every year. And Utah, since its admission to the Pac-12, has soared on the gridiron, having won a Pac-12 and been in the college football playoff discussions the last 2 years. This isn't even accounting for the research and academic incentives that have been discussed at length as a significant reason why the Pac-12 institutions want to remain aligned with each other. Colorado is in great company alongside their current peers, and sticking together in what is currently a tumultuous point in time for the media industry could prove dividends when the media rights are renegotiated a few years from now. The proof of concept is there for the Pac-12 to continue to flourish athletically, meaning the potential to amplify revenue to its member institutions. By sticking together, Colorado and the rest of the Pac-12 members also send a message to the rest of the nation. The money is good, but regionality is important. While the Big 10, SEC, and Big 12 are acquiring iconic brands to amplify the payouts to their member institutions, they do so oftentimes at the cost of some of the iconic brands they acquire. Look at Nebraska, a once formidable program in college football, but now oftentimes considered an afterthought in the larger collegiate landscape. Nebraska left the Big 12 due to that conference's own instability at the time and left behind its regional and historic rivalries for the promise of better financial stability with the Big 10. Nebraska has found financial security in its athletics in the Big 10, but has lost its identity as a relevant program in college football. The same can be said for the University of Miami, having left the Big East for the ACC with the expectation of earning more financial security with its membership as well as championship aspirations. Miami has yet to win even a conference championship, let alone any legitimate place at the table on the national stage. Are these success stories with moves from one conference to another? Well, there are some. Absolutely, you can look at Missouri and Texas A&M and see that both of those programs are better off since making the jump to the SEC. But the SEC is arguably the conference that best understands the importance of a regional identity amongst its member institutions. The Pac-12, assuming its members stick together, can be a testament to the importance of maintaining regional rivalries in college athletics. College football is different from other sports thanks to its regional makeup. With the college football playoff expanding next season, the Pac-12 stands to profit if it can stick together. They're essentially guaranteed at least one playoff spot thanks to an invitation extended to the top 6 ranked conference champions. If Colorado sticks with the Pac-12 with Deion Sanders as his head coach, top talent will continue to come to Boulder. Colorado in the very near future could be competing with the likes of Utah and Oregon for the conference championship, meaning a place at the national playoff. Even without a conference championship, there would be 6 at-large bids. Colorado would simply need to win enough games, and they're likely in the college football playoff. The perception would be that Colorado is thriving and its brand recognition is rising at the same time. Recruits and their families wouldn't need to travel far to attend Colorado games at home or on the road, thanks to Colorado's geographic location relative to their conference peers. The wear and tear of travel would be minimized by sticking with the Pac-12, not just for the football program, but for all of Colorado athletics. The Pac-12 will look to expand upon establishing a new media rights deal and will likely add San Diego State University to help alleviate the losses from USC and UCLA. These moves would only serve to help the Pac-12 in the next round of media renegotiations regarding media payouts to its members, while also helping solidify the conference as a regional power. Finally, when looking at the media distribution with discussions ongoing with Apple and Amazon, along with your more traditional linear networks, the Pac-12 has an opportunity to be a pioneer at the right time in media consumption. As the nation continues to cut its cable services, the Pac-12 could make its breakthrough with media partners in Apple or Amazon and be trendsetters among their peers, getting ahead of the streaming trend that is already continuing to gain traction with fans of other sports. This could be financially lucrative, an opportunity that could ultimately solidify the future of the Pac-12, while the other conferences continue to scramble and raid one another in an attempt to get their brands across as many televisions as they can. Wrapping up here, I want to tell you about our friends at Gramco. Gramco is a Delta 8 company that we work with and we appreciate very much. If you haven't tried their products, I know a few of you have, you can go to thegramco.com, use code PRIMETIME for 20% off of your order right now. Whether you're looking for Delta 8 gummies, wake and bake coffee, they have a flavorless, odorless mix-in powder. They've got great stuff. They've got pre-rolls, vapes, whatever you're looking for, thegramco.com. Prime time, all one word, for 20% off. Now listen, I can't predict the future, and certainly there are pros and cons to consider with Colorado leaving the Big 12 too. Now, I can't predict the future, and certainly there are pros to consider with regard to Colorado leaving for the Big 12 as well. We're going to take a look at those pros and what a jump to the Big 12 might look like in our next video, but what are your thoughts on Colorado staying in the Pac-12? I'd love to hear them. Leave a comment below and tell us what you think about the rivalries, the regionality, and if there's a chance that Colorado and the Pac-12 could be on the forefront of something absolutely massive with a streaming deal with somebody like Amazon or Apple. Did I hit on all your points as to why you think it's important for them to stay in the Pac-12? Did I miss anything? If you disagree, don't worry. Again, our very next video will be about why Colorado should look to leave and go to the Big 12. We're trying to present both sides of the argument here to you today. Is there anything you may think I may be wrong about or putting much stock into about the reasons to stick together? Let me know down in the comments and what kind of content you want to see going forward. We appreciate you guys for watching. Here's a video that we did on conference realignment. If you've missed it, thank you guys as always for watching the prime time for college football.